Hello my fellow board gamers, I am Taylor with another Meeple Madness review, and we are apparently back in the Cold War. You are a government agent for your own government, I am a government spy for my own government. Will I kill you, will I steal from you, or will I smuggle my own secrets? I don't know, it all depends on my mood and my missions. Of course, I am talking about Spies and Spooks, or Spies and Spooks. We'll go with that. Now this is a game for 2 to 6 players and takes about half an hour to play. The point of the game is to win, and you win by being the richest spy at the end of the game. So let's open up the box and see what's inside Spies and Spooks. First thing we have is a rule book. Now this is a black and white rule book. It is pretty short. It does have a lot of text though, not so many actual examples of what you can do. And it's slightly disjointed. So while playing your first game, you're probably going to have to look at this thing a lot and be lost in the amount of text. So you know, that's kind of annoying. But it does have a synopsis on the back. Next, we have money. Money, 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 money. Okay, now this money is extremely cheap. Every time I use it, I feel like it's going to rip or that it's going to crumple and it's going to be like horrible. It's going to fall apart in my hands. However, this is not enough money for 6 players. If you want enough money for 6 players, you're going to have to go on their website and print out more. Next, you have 6 passport books, and this is kind of cool. I have not seen a game that has a passport book in it. On one side, it is for your secret identity, and on the other side, under this blue filter, that is where you put your mission cards. The mission cards are scrambled, and this blue filter will allow you to actually read what the mission is. Next, in this giant insert, we have 2 decks, and that's it. The rest of it is an insert. These are your different identities that you can choose, or really, that you can choose by random. Each has a synopsis of the different character, their age, where they're from, and their little personal mission down at the bottom. These are mission cards. They are scrambled, so you can't really tell what they are. You do draw these at random at the start of each round. Then you have the rest of the cards. There are some cards like this one, Detention, that you can play on other players to help find out what their secret identity is or to slow them down. There are dagger cards, which you can use to kill another agent. Finally, there are secret cards, and there are a bunch of these. Trade, atomic, missiles, all sorts of things. Computer secrets, military secrets. The only way that you can tell a secret card is because it says secret right there, nice and small in the corner. There are also cards that you can use to smuggle secrets, like this dead drop. You play this card on top of a card that you are smuggling out, and you are smuggled that secret at a dead drop. There are also other cards, cloak cards, which prevent you from being stabbed to death. There are transmission cards, also used for smuggling secrets. So there's a bunch of these different cards. So that is what you get in the box. Now let's figure out how to play. Alright, so here we have it set up for 2 people. Each person starts off with a hand of 5 cards. Ta-da! And each person secretly gets a secret identity and a mission, which they put in their passport. Okay, so each person now has their secret identity and their secret mission. Note, you will not show your opponent your secret identity or mission. I'm just doing this for your benefit. The basics of the game is this. Each person will start with a hand of 5, and each person will end with a hand of 5. There are different actions that you could take. Now you can use a request card, even though that is misleading. A request card really is a steal card. You're stealing something from other players. You could use daggers in order to try to kill them, or you can smuggle secrets. Also, there are these yellow, weird, orangey, I don't know what color that is, type of card, where you can check to see their identity or try to figure out who they are. Now, this game has a rule where you need to play in character. In fact, if you don't play in character, you can lose the game. Now, this may be troublesome for people who aren't that good at improv, or people like me. When I get this character, they want me to play as a woman from Japan that has these attributes. So not only do I need to throw my voice to try to be female, but I also need to attempt a Japanese accent. And I hate to tell you this, but people get offended when you try to do this.
Okay. That's funny. You have to play in character. You have to talk like a girl. So what?
Let's look at this, okay? Okay, can you do a Czechoslovakian accent?
I don't know what Czechs sound like.
Okay, well, let's see here. This is an easy one. Talk like a man from Dresden. Okay, how about this one? Dover, England. You can talk like an Englishman. An Englishman, not an English woman.
Okay.
Do it. Nope, sorry, you lost the game. Next, let's see here. A 30-year-old guy from Iran. You can't do a 30-year-old guy from Iran? Okay, how about this?
Taylor.
Talk like
Taylor.
Talk like a Chinaman.
Taylor. Just because it's a giant pain in the ass does not make it
this
offensive.
Is part of the game. This is part of the game. I steal your secrets, I stab you in the head. This is the game.
Okay.
And not everyone can play in character. That leads to this entire game happening in silence. No one talks to anyone else because no one wants to lose the game by doing a bad accent or by trying to talk in a way that they can't talk. So everyone just plays cards and discards cards in silence, which is not good for player interaction. Take, for example, dagger cards. If I want to try to kill or to eliminate this other player, it all depends on how they are behaving and how many dagger cards I have in my hand. If this is a man playing a female character and he's putting on that female accent, I can only play one dagger card and kill that agent, requiring them to get a new identity and a new mission. However, if they are playing a male character, say the American male, then I would have to use 2 daggers in order to kill them. So if you are not doing the accent correctly, or if you are doing the accent correctly and in a different gender than the one that is yours, then that could influence how many of these cards I play, as well as that says that it's easier to kill female agents than it is male agents. 1 dagger card for a female agent, 2 dagger cards for a male agent. That does not seem kosher to me. If you attempt to kill an agent, let's say I put down 2 dagger cards to kill him, he then looks at my identity. If that player looks at my identity and determines that I am not fulfilling my identity, either with a proper accent or acting in a proper way, then that kill is null and void. They remain in the game and keep playing, and instead, I die. Now, each round ends when a player fulfills either their primary or secondary mission. Therefore, this game varies depending on how well people are interfering with other players. I have played this game where 1 round has lasted 20 minutes, and another game where 1 round lasted literally 90 seconds. And that's basically how you play the game. You play cards, you either smuggle them, try to kill people, or steal from them, and then you draw back up to 5 cards. They take their turn, and you try to become the richest person based on killing others or smuggling secrets. Okay, so what is good and what is bad about Spies and Spooks? Well, let's talk to my friends. The first Meeple, art. The artwork is dreadful. I can't put another word for it. The box looked like it was dipped in Pepto-Bismol. All of the illustrations look like somebody in the 70s was smoking something and decided to draw them. Obviously, they did not have a career in drawing these figures because the artwork is really distracting. It is really just... it's awful. I can't put it any other way. Also, on the secret cards, they put secret very tiny in the corner. So people were actually looking at the rules to determine if a card labeled computers was a secret card or not, because they could not see the tiny, tiny little secret in the upper corner. If I just put it in the upper corner, just right there, just right there, maybe by Doctor Who, would you notice it? Probably not. So, as far as the art Meeple goes, I am awarding Spies and Spooks 1/4 Meeple. So let's talk about components. The rulebook. The rulebook is full of text, has very little illustrations, and it's easy to get lost in. The cards are actually in pretty good condition and will last you a long time. But the money, the how you win the game, is utter crap. I have seen better money in Monopoly boxes than I have in this game. They come in a wad that with glue on one side. You have to peel them off of each other. The paper is just very poor. They're going to crumble in your hands. It's not going to last you a long time. And finally, one thing that really gets my goat is the fact that all of the components fit in this insert. If you're going to have that little components, put it in a smaller box. Don't just fill the box with an insert just because it takes up more room on the shelf. I'm awarding Spies and Spooks 1/4 Meeple. Now the big thing, the gameplay. The thing that makes you want to pull out this game and actually play it. In my lineup, gameplay is worth 2 whole Meeples. Now, the gameplay is such where you have to play in character. If you do not play in character, you could lose the game. If you try to kill somebody, you can get killed yourself. Also, the gameplay is set up with a sexist rule that I was floored when I read this in the rulebook, saying that 1 dagger can kill female agents, but 2 daggers can kill male agents. That's absurd. I'm sorry, people, but it freaking is. Also, since playing in roles has such a big effect, where most of the time people don't want to talk at all. Okay, that limits player interaction. Plus the idea of the gameplay itself, you're drawing cards, you're playing cards in front of you, and you're messing with other players. That has potential, but I feel that this game really didn't live up to it. Spies and Spooks is awarded 3/4 of a Meeple. So next, let's go to the everything else Meeple. The last Meeple, the one that involves price, replayability, and the it factors. It can hold its own on your game shelf. First off, let's talk about price. This was a self-published game. This was the only game that this person ever put out, and it was a game that did not do very well on circulation. In fact, the game isn't even given a number on BoardGameGeek.com. And since it isn't really that good of a game, you can pick up a copy for dirt cheap. For example, I'm selling mine right now for $2. You paid for the shipping. Actually, how about this? If you pay for the shipping, I will give you the game for free. And it has the added bonus of being the only game to ever be reviewed on the internet ever. Go ahead. Send me an email on BoardGameGeek.com, or you can go to Facebook.com/Meeple Madness Review. Say, I want Spies and Spooks. Send me a couple dollars for the shipping, and it's yours. Okay, so let's talk about replayability. First off, the replayability is kind of mixed. If you play one mission that takes 2 minutes, you're probably going to want to play it again because you weren't satisfying your game playing Lust. However, afterwards, you never want to play it again. If you have any sense of Western moral standing and believes that in board games, everyone should start on the same footing, and you don't want to offend your ethnic neighbors, you will never want to play this game again. And this game has so much potential, but it never made up to it. There are far better games out there in whatever you ever want to get out of this game. So as far as the everything else Meeple, I'm awarding Spies and Spooks, I'm being a little generous because price is on its side, 1/2 of a Meeple. Okay, so everything included, the art, the components, the gameplay, the price, the replayability, and the it factor, Spies and Spooks earns 1 3/4 Meeple out of 5. To be honest, folks, this is a game that has tremendous potential but did not live up to it. It could have had amazing spy versus spy artwork, and it failed. It could have had good components, and it failed. It could have had a really awesome gameplay, and it failed. The only thing that does have going for it is the passport component is kind of cool. It does have that baseline potential, and the price is really on its side. You can pick this up for dirt cheap. Again, email me. If you like that review, go ahead and subscribe. There are game reviews coming out each week, and trust me, we will be reviewing games that are a lot better than this one. And go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you think a good spy game is. Trust me, there are better ones out there. And until next time, I'll see you at the game table.